It is Wednesday, my dudes. Dudes. Wednesday. Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Welcome to Midday Repartee. I am Rotten Glory, joined today by my co-host, Sim. How you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm doing fine. And you always have those cool little video intros.
Well,
Where
I
the hell
can't
did you
take any
find
credit
us?
for that. Yeah, I get a really high percentage of stuff from 9gag, which is just an awesome meme site. It's just daily flooded with cool shit. You know, it's for every one like Jim you find, though, obviously you have to sift through like a boatload of garbage.
Yeah,
But that's the nature of the internet, isn't it?
it's my bro's favorite website.
Yeah, there's a lot of great content. There's no doubt about it. Nice, Smiling Bandito, be great to have you. Piper's in the chat. Nice, you're welcome to come on as well.
Well,
Of
hello
course.
and good morning, everyone.
Yeah,
Good morning, good day.
yeah, dude, I saw this thing. Absolutely badassery. I love when people. It's the guys in their garages doing cool shit, man. It's the best stuff. This thing is
Yep.
badass. Have you seen this Tesla gun?
Nope. That's what I'm curious. I'm noticing the machine there, so I'm like,
Dude, it's real life Ghostbuster shit, man.
let's do this. The Tesla coil, yeah.
And then, dude, check out this. I guess it's like water cooled on the backpack here.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit. They're having fun. Like, how long have you been working on this guy? Can we have him on the show? Got a
Damn,
question
dude.
for him.
Yeah, no doubt. That thing's awesome. I love it. Oh shit.
Like, I remember
So-
not too long ago, I saw a guy, like, you're watching the video and the guy made himself a little jetpack. But it was like a windy, a wind one, like a propeller.
Yeah,
That was kind of cool.
yeah, man. People get up to some awesome stuff, and I think they'd be able to achieve a lot more if they weren't constantly lied to about shit. A lot of times,
Or kept
gar-
down.
garage scientists are like working off of false data just because that's how the world works. But yeah,
Welcome to the Rabbit Hole, the new show.
that's right. I've always been a rabbit hole guy. I kind of committed early on to try and not kind of make it a part of this channel, but it's part of who I am. Why would I do that? Why would I cut off, like, it's something I care about? It adds a different layer to the show. It's like, why would I limit myself to anything? So
Yeah, no,
I don't know. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Especially once I kind of had the new realizations about some things, it was like, nah, I can't just focus on vacuous pop culture stuff. It's just not who I am. Don't give a shit, really, about most of it.
You don't give a shit about pop culture?
Oh, I give a shit about pop culture as it relates to creating art and telling stories. But the politics of it and the celebrity aspect of it, caring
politics
about
is shit.
what famous people talk about, it's like, don't really care.
What happened to, like, you do your job, I do mine. Now, we have people that know nothing about politics being in politics. And that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, here
Right.
we have Trudeau. That's a kindergarten freaking teacher. Never did anything
Right.
else in his goddamn life but that.
Dude, that
What
is
the
such
fuck is he there?
Dude, these politicians that have never like run a business or done anything substantial,
Yeah.
like outside of politics in their lives, if they haven't done anything that kind of informs you that they might have a sense of how the world actually functions, why are you electing them? Why are you voting for them?
the
Trump
only
is
thing-
better because he actually has run businesses.
The only thing that he had was having a dad and maybe a sugar mommy.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have a sugar mama for sure. I'm not going to argue against that.
No. Vice president, like, prime minister.
Yeah. dude,
I don't
the
know.
guy loves dress up far too much to be leading a country. It's
You know,
not,
sometimes I wonder if he was not like the Deuce Bigelow of the third wave feminism here in Canada. So that's how he got there. Because you know,
right.
if you actually pay attention, every time you hear about Trudeau, he's either doing that pretty boy stupid shit about his pretty hair, or he's trying to throw himself down the stairs to impress a girl. So how do you think he got there?
Right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, dude, I don't know about Canada. The more I learn about Canada from you,
Mm.
I'm just like, whoa, man, you've got a big hole to climb out of there.
The
Holy
thing is,
shit.
we were doing great, dude, until I think you could say like when all this PC culture, third wave feminism, and then everybody start getting called a bigot and a cisgender male, and then they went to hell. It started
Yeah.
around 2012, I think,
Yeah.
like
I
really
can't believe.
badly. Yeah,
I just can't believe that has taken root. I can't believe
I mean, I know they
we're in
worked
a.
up to have. They worked up the balls to come at me with a few Antifa at a Comic Con here in Montreal. Was it like 2011 or 12 or something?
Yeah.
They never did that again.
Bandito says the older I get, the more I realize the leaders and heroes of my youth are just as fucked up as the rest of us. Yeah.
Yep.
More than likely. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be a leader of Clown World, if that's your aspiration, you probably you have to become a clown, don't you? I mean, it kind of makes sense when you look at Trudeau and that from
Okay,
that perspective, it makes sense.
I don't call that a leader. That's a manager.
Right, you're managing
And a shitty one.
Clown World. I mean, if that's
Yeah.
what you want to do, then obviously you're gonna have to become the best clown you can be. I mean, it really kind of makes sense. If you don't want to, if you're not really interested in rising to great heights in Clown World, then you can be a normal, rational person.
You know, like the only moment that I really got interested here in politics in Canada was when it was a guy called Bernard Landry, right? I think Smiling Bandito probably knows about him.
Yeah.
He was one of the one that wanted to separate from the rest of Canada to be more with like the U.S. and with the U.S. right? And he wanted
Yeah.
us to stop selling all our main product and doing our own transformation companies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And dude, they did everything to just get him out, and he went, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with this corrupt shit."
Yeah. It's. I mean, the best you might be able to do, I guess, is get to. We got an echo.
Yeah,
It's because Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's love child.
yes.
Oh, right. Is that Illuminati confirmed?
Oh, dude.
Side by side, their pictures.
I know.
saying.
Well, that isn't really evidence, is it? Though. I mean, you can do that with
Really?
a lot of people.
Really, not that much.
I guess
And coincidence.
it's not conclusive.
It's just coincidence that the mom used to spend more time in Cuba.
Well, see, there's
by
more
herself.
evidence. That's evidence. That makes sense. See, now that's starting to connect really powerfully. I'll accept that.
Well, everybody all knew that Trudeau's wife fucking had these three ways, and fucking Papa Trudeau was in a cuckold.
Yep.
Damn, dude. That was five fuckings for one sentence.
Yeah,
That's a lot of fucks.
But that was replacing the stuttering. It was like to intensify everything.
Well, when you
It's
think
how-
of Trudeau and when you think of Trudeau and orgies, it just makes you stutter. You know, it just gives you. It's just a natural reaction. You think of him and you think of orgy, like what? You start firing at all cylinders and you don't know what's going on.
So I did find the greatest achievement in human history right here. It's wow.
Did he stick his dick in her?
Obviously, but that's not the achievement.
Oh.
They're idiots.
Who's that?
Because they're gonna be jumping off the freaking thing, and there's something that's gonna be happening right there. I'm pretty sure. Come on, they're gonna hit the freaking water. They're gonna bash their fucking face, and there's gonna be.
Oh
blood.
no! It would be funny if he got frustrated
I mean-
and just threw her off the cliff, though. Oh no! Look
Yeah.
at these.
And obviously, a woman could do this as well with two men on her. We don't want to.
Hey.
Obviously, I mean, but no.
Well,
What
if there was
a-
a woman in the middle, at least she would get blamed. Now this guy's never gonna get laid in his life.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell me they're gonna get hurt.
Do this, and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
show
laid.
that kind of shit.
Okay.
No.
Whoa!
Yes. Yes.
Well, he's getting laid.
He's getting laid.
Backflip with 2 women attached to you. Now that, come on, this guy should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Fuck Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's awesome. Yeah, I don't show people getting. I don't enjoy or appreciate that kind of thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not saying I've never laughed at stuff like that, but
Okay.
as I get older, especially, I find it really
But that's
distasteful.
just mean. But that's just
Me too.
Isn't that the reason why people would risk doing stupid shit sometimes?
Yes.
I feel very bad.
Fire challenge was for, so we could laugh at them.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like if somebody's doing that stupid thing, like it's good that people see it. So like me, I like the kids to see like, hey, you see why we don't do this type of shit?
Mm.
Yes, I subvert it. Usually when a video like that starts, you're like, okay, who's gonna split their fucking head open? What's gonna happen? Yeah. No, I don't go for that.
That's a success one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I still think they hurt themselves when landing in there though.
Maybe.
Dude,
Yeah,
come on.
I feel.
Yeah, the
I
one
feel like
girl
I'm very-
did. She bruised her left tit. I'm pretty sure that's why.
Well, if you don't squeeze your butt cheeks right from falling in that angle, you could get water up your rectum, and
Mm.
women's can get
Probably-
water in both holes.
Yeah, there's the flat effect
Sounds
too. When you
fun.
hit water and your butt is sticking out like that, there's probably the hitting the water flat effect.
Well, I'm just thinking that's like the narwhal method of getting an enema, and like for women, they jump off a very high cliff and.
This does seem like
Fair
this
enough.
would
Was
be
that Narwhal?
tips from Narwhal for sure. Like
that was narwhal. That's awesome.
I'm like, fair enough.
I've never seen Narwhal with 2 girls, but he definitely has 5 girls to his option right now.
yeah. He's played those cards really well. I mean, I kind of like that he just let people. He let the Jack Show people just run with him being obsessed with the grandma, and he's such a good sport about shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's hanging out with his ex-girlfriend right now.
But he will get the last laugh. Obviously, he's gonna grab the ultimate woman, and yeah, we will be buying his self-help book in 5 years. Hygiene by Narwhal.
It's my style.
Yeah, that's.
Does she do that every goddamn morning?
I
That's why
bet.
the guy
That's
was waiting
awesome.
for her.
The exact what do you call that? It wasn't the right keys, but the exact tone.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he got it right in some ways. I don't know. Whose do you like better? I don't know.
I definitely
Yeah,
like
I
the
did not.
blood curdling scream in response better.
I'm not sure. Do you know what this means, Sim?
That's why I said no, Greg. I did not. Somebody told me that something happened that Pop Van got pissed yesterday, and he
Oh.
went on he went on a little pissed off bender on Facebook. But the message was deleted. I think I'm not sure.
Oh, you're talking
I
about
just heard
Donald
about it.
Gates?
Yeah,
Got
I
it.
think something about a show or something. I'm not sure. I don't want to
Oh.
go too much into it because I just found out about it. I don't know too much.
All right. Yeah,
He
let's
was
not.
suppo- yeah.
Yeah. Drama. We'll leave that
Mhm.
for Oz. Oz can cover that.
No, it's not really drama. It's more about when people come into CG, we keep telling and warning people, right? Don't come into CG or indie comics
Mhm.
trying to either think that everybody's gonna platform you. Don't get pissed at people if they don't answer or stuff like that. Don't go batshit crazy, and don't go into defying other people's business model and stuff
Right.
like that.
Mm.
So
Without
common
expecting-
common courtesy and human etiquette. In other
Yep.
words.
Pretty much.
I'll add to Sam. Don't act like a faggot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna ask this too. I'm sure. I don't know if I know who Pops is. I'm not sure who that refers to.
So it's a guy who called himself Bob Van. He did one of those little convention called CromCon,
Okay.
and he was doing he was helping promoting a book. I just can't remember the title right now.
You know, the dumb thing is that Pops actually thought he was gonna find dirt on the Bardens, like they're dangerous, despicable people who are
Yeah.
like
Because
Who are
the Barton took his advertisement off. They don't know something like that, and he really got pissed. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I didn't want to say the name, but yeah, the Bartons. It's in the chat now.
I guess what I don't understand about people that behave that way is like, dude, you've got all this track record of people doing the same kind of shit, and how did it turn out for them? I'm just curious.
It comes up to, I don't know. Sometimes people get caught up in
it.
something, and they get into a validated way of acting.
Yeah,
Until they go a bit too far. Like it's
Right.
one of the thing is you don't go outside, go, hi CG, welcome CG, come chill with us CG, and then start going, well CG, you're charging too much for your books, you're this, you're that, you're this. Look at how we're doing.
Well, how
here
many
in
of
the
them-
indie comic book way, and then you get the crowdfunding type of thing.
Yeah. We have a term. We have a word for that. It's called gamma.
Yeah.
Gamma males. Yeah.
It's called flexing.
That it's just understanding the whole history of everything. It's like those same people who are like, why can't I sell on Kickstarter? Why can't I make double my profit? You can. Nobody
You can.
just advises it because of these reasons. But why?
Right.
It doesn't affect me. And
I
don't
do think
thought
that
about
might
that.
be that might be shifting a little. I think the Kickstarter component is maybe shifting just a bit.
I think-
it's not as. I don't think people who support CG projects are quite as hardcore about the Kickstarter thing as they once were, and I'm including myself in that because I was pretty hardcore about that initially too. But I still, it's like, why would you? They have gatekept several CG projects in the past. They have that damn fucking hashtag at the top of every page. For that reason alone, I wouldn't use Kickstarter.
They kept your boy Zach and John Malin in particularly, who
Yep.
had a superhero G.I. Joe comic book fighting a giant gorilla, and they were told their comic book was too racist, and one of the popular characters was a underly dressed Nigerian chick who died.
And I would like to add to this statement, right, that Wade had nothing to do with that. Not at all. Not at all. No phone call. He had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, of
I like
course
when
not.
people see a big ape or a monkey, they automatically go to black. I like, that's them projecting that bullshit. That's them.
Yeah,
who
of
have
course.
that
That's
in their
Always,
fucking
head.
man.
stupid, dude. It's like me.
Always.
Dude, we were in school one day, right? And I'm like, hey, monkeys. That's how I call. That's the nickname I give to the fucking kids.
I know,
And
right?
you see the teacher turn around, like, what?
Yeah.
And my monkeys, like, my kids are coming. And they're like, you're calling your kids monkeys? Like, oh yeah, I'm Papa Ape. What the fuck you talking about?
Hail.
Yeah, my friend calls his
Speaking
girlfriend
of
monkey.
monkeys,
Weird.
No, just kidding. Luke Stone, how you doing, sir?
Not too bad. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Glad you can make it.
Yeah, sorry about being late.
Weren't you having some? I can't remember. You posted something on Twitter about. Was it like internet problems or just hectic life shit?
Yeah, hectic stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I wasn't sure because of that. I saw that. I wasn't sure if you would be available today or not, but I left the door open for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we're my day job's got me scrambling right now, so it's
Yeah.
I'm normally free on
I
Wednesdays,
guess
but yeah.
having a job, kudos. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Much
All
needed.
right. Yeah.
Gotta
Let's
save
see.
that
Oh,
electricity.
There you go. Just to answer to add their credits, like I think Pops is anti-CG.
right. Yeah, when you have these people that come in, they come and at first they're over enthusiastic about helping everyone and really want to help the cause, and then like they turn on a dime and start like, but it needs to be this, but it needs to be this, but that's gamma shit.
But
that's gamma
the thing.
behavior.
I see it like this, right? It's like I'm a bit weary when it's people that used to be part of the indie comic before CG, or on the old model on Kickstarter.
Right.
Because they always end up doing something like that, going, "Oh, you guys are having a community. You guys are this. You guys are that. You guys are fucking great." But
But
this,
I want to fuck it up now.
Can you bring it back there? Because we're OGs, you know. And we're like,
Right.
dude, what? Get
This
online.
is great. Can we change it to something that we already know doesn't work? Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
awesome.
I feel you. There was this one guy me and Dark Gift were dealing with. I didn't realize Dark Gift was dealing with him until recently. The Mad Inker, if you guys heard of him.
I haven't heard of the Mad Inker.
He keeps on tweeting these whiny ass tweets all the time. Oh, I see how ComicsGate plays favoritisms. I do these drawings all the time and not get as many likes as all these other people. Blah blah blah. And then
Well, that's why he doesn't have any friends.
And Dark Gift, and it's like, stop being so whiny. Well, I can't be myself. Well, yourself sucks. Maybe you need to adjust yourself. Learn some gracefulness, you know.
Oh,
well, I don't want to hear it.
Go ahead and be yourself. It's fine. But if other people choose that, you know, or come to the conclusion that they don't like who you are, then, you know, what are you going to do about it? It's fine. You know, that's reality. It's the way it works.
Well,
adjust your behavior.
The two people who've actually published comics, you and Sim, would you hire a motherfucker who tweets like that?
Nope.
Obviously, no.
There you go.
No, it's. I
Yeah,
mean,
like-
and this is you know, a danger. I think a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but it is something people should avoid when they're trying to launch a campaign or promote a campaign. Like, anytime you push it in the direction of it being a charity, game over, man. Like, that's it. That turns people off in the biggest way. Like, what you're doing isn't a charity. You're providing something that should be appealing to people in its own right as a badass project. If you have to frame it like it's a charity or something, people are just, that's kind of like, it's like,
dude, not just that. It's most of us when we come into this these campaigns, right? We have a lot of, like, we invested money in this.
Sure.
Of
course.
Do you think that the $5,000 I'm gonna make on Tales on an Adverse right now? Say if we closed it now at 5K, right? Do you think that covers all my expenses?
Not even, dude. Not even. And let's not even get into the hours of time that you've poured in. Like, ridiculous.
Not just that. Bring up one important thing. We don't know each other's histories.
Nope.
And backgrounds. I don't know where Sim really comes from and his comic book history. I don't know. I didn't realize you had a book for Image, right?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
When I first heard of you, I'm like, who the fuck is this dumb motherfucker?
Yep.
And I'm like, oh shit, he had a book by fucking Image. He had an introduction from Steve Niles. All this fucking shit. He had a cover by Ben Templesmith.
That's right.
And now he's working on the sequel.
I love how Sim just keeps. He's just like, come on, just forget everything.
Oh, dude,
I
joined the El Gargo party on that one, and I took it up a notch.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you have no excuse. You have an artist. Get on it.
Right. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm showing it. I just think it's funny. This is this is someone with Tourette's trying to report a location of a body in a video game.
There's no sound.
No audio.
Sorry.
Hey, this is
Sorry, I've gotten in the habit of muting it because it can create an echo sometimes. So, thanks for letting me know.
No problem.
Do you like jizz? I like jizz. Fuck off.
What?
Yo. So where's the body?
Up your ass. Do you like tits? I found Lena on a bitch. I found Lena on a tit. I found Lena on a baseball bitch. Let me try again. Wow.
Where is it?
Wow.
Where's the body?
It's up ya. It's up ya. It's up. No.
I'm down to vote it, Nita.
It's right next to O2. It's up. It's between O2 and weapons. Holy shit.
Thank you.
Dude,
love her hat.
It's adorable, man. I love that she has a sense of humor. I love the little pop that she does. It's my favorite part almost.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's cute.
Yeah,
It's actually kind of fucking adorable.
Yeah, I love her hat. Sims.
Yeah.
Represents
Yeah,
That's how I feel like sometimes. I feel like her.
Yeah, and I in no way was showing that to like poke fun at. I actually think it's really
Yeah.
cool that she's just down to this is what it is. It's what I deal with. And if she's just acting it, pretending, damn, she's a damn fine actor. If that's the case, seems pretty authentic to me.
No, that shit's tough to deal with. If you ever dealt with anybody with autism, or even
I've had a
Asperger's.
friend that had Tourette's for sure, and it was like he put a lot of work into figuring out how to. You can't get rid of it completely, but he figured out ways to control it. You know, keep it on the down low. But it was really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah, she could be-
impulses you can't think of. You got to control.
Yeah, she could be the
Yeah.
face of autism and change the
Dude, the-
world.
I had a
Sure.
friend, like, the first time I met her, dude, it was something similar. Like, you meet her for the first time, and then she just starts insulting you out of nowhere. You're like, what? The fuck's your problem? You're like, and she's laughing, and you're like, and then she explains to you that she has Tourette, and then it starts again. And then you have the pussycock thing starting, and you're like, wow, that's interesting.
Yep.
But yeah, she ended up being the same. Like, she could tone it down. It's still there, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if she would drink, dude, it would be nonstop. So if you would go to a party, could you imagine how it was?
Right. Greg, I think typically you're probably right, but I don't know. In the context, I think she almost, if it's real, I think she understands that it's being, it's humorous to people watching as long as she's
And that's not true.
presenting it that way. So I think you play off the crowd and the people watching and laughing. I don't know. I understand in the normal setting. No, of course they're not going to laugh at their ticks.
I think her being very pretty and then having that tick just kind of equals itself out. You know what I mean? It's like it gives her charm. It gives her and you're picking on her, and you know people like to pick on other people now, especially on the internet. So if you could take it and throw it back, you know, more power to you. You know, you're going places.
To me, the way I
Yeah.
see it is, there's different ways to react to things. So I'm guessing that a lot of people that had those ticks, right, those Tourette thing, they're ashamed of it. They don't. They want to hide it. They don't. You know, they're not. And she just seemed to have assumed it. Like, she's like, okay, I'm like this. It's funny at this point.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah.
And she's pretty.
Yeah, I guess you can't downplay that. Let's make sure people know that. Finatra, one more
I'm
time.
superficial. Yeah, I'm superficial like that.
Oh, come on. I always wanted to fuck a chick with one leg or one arm.
Well, you know, if you want to go that far.
I only learned of Tourette's because of South Park. Okay.
I think of the Tourette's guy, which that's like an old meme, but I found him pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Tourette's something people are born with, or is it caused, unfortunately and tragically,
Both.
by some kind of trauma?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's a tick, but it'll be triggered by trauma. Yeah, maybe some form of PTSD.
Right.
Out lashing out. You can have a thought. I think sometimes I do that. I'll think of something like in the past, and then I'll just kind of jump. It's kind of like a body Tourette's. You know, like my body will react like, oh my god, I used to do that shit.
Or you get overly stressed or anxious and you say something stupid. Everybody's been there. Amplify that. That's all.
Well, if this is the moment and you're yelling, I guess. But if you're kind of like, even if I'm by myself right here and I'll think of something, or and I'll just kind of jump, and if the next moment is a curse word to come out my mouth, you know what I mean? That's like the next step in whatever's going to happen in my life. I think I get that. So it gets anxiety a little bit. You can have a thought and it'll just trip you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of my thoughts give me boners. Limp.
So on Finacha's next episode, he will start having Tourette.
It's like, oh man, can I
The
just
Tourette
bounce
song.
now?
The
Let me get
Tourette
out
song.
of here.
You have to.
What
do
have
the
I
Tourette
agreed
song.
to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, normally the
I
show
find
is.
myself in some interesting places.
Yeah. I don't know. Midday, you never quite know what you're going to get with Midday. It could be a very, very intellectual conversation, or it can devolve into
Car charts.
atomic
That
deuce
happens.
levels of lunacy. Yeah, I think that's fun. What do you guys think of this guy, Alan Moore, talking again about, spreading his disdain for superhero movies? Yeah, he's like, superhero movies infantilized and blighted culture. What do you guys think about that, just on the surface of it?
The movies or the comics?
I think it's bullshit.
He's definitely speaking to the movies, I think, more directly. Just the level of how many, like, it took over cinema. Like, how many superhero movies do we need? Like, is it really necessary? And it kind of pushed out other forms of cinema. It made it really difficult to get things made that weren't, superhero related.
Yeah,
So
but movies were dying, dude.
were they?
Yeah, people weren't going anymore. They were trying to find more ways to attract more people into theaters, to go watch movies, because people were fed up. And then you had the Iron Man thing that started coming out, and people started going back to the movies. So that's why all of them, instead of doing reboots and everything before,
Yeah.
then they decided to go, well, this is how we make money.
I'd have to look at that. I haven't looked at the numbers. I didn't realize that it was in decline before superhero movies hit the scene. I did not realize that.
Dude, because the tickets went high, like especially when what was it again? The Phantom Menace, was it? When the new Star Wars started coming out, all the freaking theaters had to upgrade, right? So then, like in a span of like 5 years in the movie business, there, you went from going to a movie for like $5 for now it's almost $20 to go see one movie.
Right.
I catch the matinees. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Bancroft says Alan Moore is angry man yelling at the clouds. That could be his Indian name, for sure.
Bancroft.
But don't forget, you're talking about a guy that believes magic. That he's a he's a wizard.
He's a wizard.
Maybe speaking metaphorically on that, because I mean, some would argue that wizardry has to do with, it's not Harry Potter level shit. It's
no, it's wordsmith, playing with words, playing with letters,
exactly.
power
So,
letters, and then making a logo with those letters to empower yourself. Did you hear him talk about it? And Grant Morrison?
I mean, there's a reason they call it spelling, right? I mean, language is definitely spellcraft, and if you know how to wield it, you can manipulate masses big time. So,
Hail.
And I think that's what he's trying to do. There you go.
Smiling Bandito.
Was that Bandito? I wasn't even.
Hail and well met. How are we doing today?
Dude, it's great to have you on. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, what do you think of this guy?
I have a little bit of a different take on it than I think.
Well, that's why I love having you on the show.
Yeah. I look at things like Christopher Tolkien, and kind of these old guard people who kind of take it upon themselves to look after the kind of the deep lore of our culture. And of course, Christopher Tolkien was looking after his father's estate, and he was adamantly against interpretations that strayed away from what his father wrote. And he himself wasn't such a great author. He tried to finish some of his dad's works, and to varying degrees of success.
Right.
But you can't deny that of all the stuff that's been produced since Tolkien passed away, his son's stuff has stayed the most true to his father's stuff. And I think you look at what's happening to Lord of the Rings now. You look at what is it, Amazon that owns it?
Right.
No, is it Amazon or is it?
I think it is Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you look at what they're doing to it. Wanting to drop nudity into it, and make Elrond black and who knows what else. But just changing things up for the sake of whatever the trends are. And it's like
just one more property moving to total surface, meaningless garbage. Yeah.
What if they turn all the drawers into lesbians?
There you go.
That'd be pretty funny.
Sorry, I know we're probably derailing what you're.
There's room for that. There's room for that in our culture, right? I mean, we need parodies. We need that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. But
here's what I'll say.
Yeah, go for it.
Hold on. Was Bandito finished with his?
Oh, you know me. If you don't jump in, then I'll never.
Well, I think you had a point. Can you get there with it?
Are you gonna get the point?
For sure.
We have
So,
25
like,
minutes. Can you make it happen?
Let's see, maybe 40 seconds. Without these guys kind of holding on to what was important when these properties were created, without them holding on to that, now that Christopher Tolkien is dead, we see this stuff kind of, just being destroyed, brought down. And if we don't have someone who just kind of pumps the brakes a bit and says, let's not rush too far into this, we get cultural disasters. So
right. So you're saying you kind of agree with his sentiment that it's been taken too far.
I would say that there's room for holding on to what was important 40 years ago. That doesn't mean we don't have the new stuff. It just means that we need to make sure we appreciate what the old stuff was there for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like what I said a while back. It's like we used to have like movies departments for all type of movies. Now everything's a blockbuster. So everything needs to be making that certain amount of money. Like you don't have those type of before you had like one department for horror movies. You had experimental movies. You can come in and just write a freaking drama about everyday life, and you have more choices of different type of storytelling of stories, period. But now everything's trying to go, but that's popular, let's hit that, and that becomes like the predominant thing. So I don't think it's the superhero per se that's the problem. I think it's more about the fact that it's like the McDonald's mentality, right? Hey, this is working, we're all doing that, let's maximize and make all the money we can on this, let's all do this, instead of going, good for you, I'm gonna try something different and hopefully I'll be a
But this is like, it's kind of always been that way, right? And I think George is kind of speaking to that. Like it's
I totally disagree with this.
And it's like
I kind of do as well. I kind of do, but
because the thing is, it's not about those stories continue to be repeated over and over and over again. And when he says like it's 30 to 40s noir and monsters, 50 to 60s westerns, that kind of stuff, it's like well, Captain America was the Winter Soldier, right? Was a espionage movie. Before it was a superhero movie. And so it's like this idea that the genre ends up changing is only because it's something that's trendy. But if like a Western comes out now, it still ends up being trendy. So you look at Logan was based off of a Western, right?
Right.
So the idea that it's like this progression through superheroes, it's like, well, it doesn't have to be just a superhero movie.
Sure, but if it had to be categorized as one genre, wouldn't Logan be categorized under superhero first?
You'd want it to. I think you'd group it in because it is a comic book character.
I get that it has flavor. Like these movies can have different flavors of it. A lot of them are certainly science fiction. But they're going to be superheroes first.
But dude, but that's one of the main thing though. That's one of the things that people are forgetting. Superheroes. That was what I was saying before. I don't like the fact that superheroes infantilize people. Most of the goddamn superheroes are science fiction story, right?
Yep.
I'm sorry, Spider-Man is a science fiction story. Hey, it just happened that he got superpowers and he decides to be a superhero instead of going and rob a bank. Two different stories. You could tell it.
If you want to say Man of Steel, infantilized and blighted culture, then that's cool. I agree with that 100%. And Batman versus Superman and Justice League.
Okay, so
George
is upset about this.
So
difference
of opinion. fuck! Holy fuck!
And I will finish.
Eventually,
I will follow the fuck off by the hashtag Snyder Cut. Thank you.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Movies have been in decline for a while. It's a lack of creativity. We saw so many remakes regurgitated over and over and over again. And I think that the movie industry, Hollywood, was in decline prior to comic books, comic books being turned into movies. And what happened is they made a really great Iron Man. And all of us who love Iron Man went out to watch it, and we took our kids, we took our wives, we took our girlfriends, we took everybody we knew to go watch it. We watched it 2 times, we watched it 3 times, and that's what happened. And they saw that when you start to feed the geek, that we've got money to spend. We're happy to throw our money at stuff, and so everyone started to copy that same process. And what the difference is the superhero movies weren't woke yet. They were good.
Correct. Yeah,
what was happening was everything else was being remade into some woke bullcrap, and now the superhero movies are getting woke, and so now we're like, well, we don't want that anymore. So
and don't forget the movie they want you to forget, Blade. When Blade came out, Blade was a fucking hit. But you remembered how all the newspapers, everybody thinks like, yeah, but it's a superhero. It's a superhero.
And that movie was
it's not for
badass.
movies. It's not really like a movie thing. It's like, and that thing came out. It's gonna corrupt movies. And then it got pushed aside. We didn't have that much superheroes after that. They didn't come back. And then people were longing for it. Then the movie went down. And then they come up with Iron Man, and then people are like, "Fucking hey!"
They did a few of those movies. They did a few. They did Darkman. They did
that
Phantom.
was before, yeah.
But they tried
Darkman,
There was no
The Shadow.
movie.
That was Batman.
Batman was all the way through that.
That's what I'm
Superman was all the way through that. I mean,
The Shadow was
Batman.
such an underrated movie.
That's the thing, dude. That's what I'm saying. Is the Batman came out
In the early 90s.
Batman's fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
Then everybody came out. You had Dick Tracy, you had this, you had that, you had this, you had that, and they just wanted to throw out anything just to make money because they thought that, hey, it's gonna be a hit, and they had a whole bunch of fluff, so they end up burning it every goddamn time.
The only thing Hollywood's making right now is OnlyFans.
Yeah, actually, Hollywood's not making anything. In fact, movie theaters are closing permanently because there's no new releases, and so
there's there's something on the marquee. At the theater on the marquee, it says SaveOurCinema.com. So there must be like a petition or like something going on. I haven't gone to the site, but on a couple marquees, I've seen them in like small town theaters.
Yeah, I mean, I think the art house theaters have a really good shot at sticking around. I don't see that going away. I don't see all theaters disappearing, but I think it's kind of naive to think that Hollywood didn't really want the whole theater thing to end, and people are pointing to the COOF as the reason, but I think this is wanted because a lot more money to be made in streaming than putting people in theater seats for these companies.
Well, but things have always changed or shifted as well. I mean, like there was a time when people didn't want to see the drive-in theaters disappear, but people weren't going. And, that doesn't mean necessarily, like to George's point there, that doesn't mean necessarily that Hollywood is in decline because people aren't going to drive-in theaters. And sometimes these things go up and down. I mean, the idea of it being in decline might be a little short-sighted. But I mean, they definitely have had to shift how they produce things now because the way that they made money previously,
the government's gonna tap Hollywood for the Mission to Mars thing, right? So
there you go.
That'll be fun.
Well, I will tell you this: for a year, we actually had a church in a mobile church in an AMC theater, and so we set up every Sunday, tore down every Sunday, and so we got to see some of the trends of what that theater was doing. It was the only AMC in Jacksonville, Florida, which is a pretty large place. And they were doing okay, but they weren't doing as well as they were years prior. And so when you're in there and you see it every week, you see what's going on. You see the you see that they've got 24 screens up. They have 15 people showing up. It's.
And before all this, remember they were coming out like the LCS were coming out, dude. All theaters are coming out saying we're not making enough money, and there was a story about how it was Lucas's fault. Like Star Wars destroyed the movies, type of thing.
Yeah,
it was an actual thing.
Yeah,
and then it's the Matrix. It just never ends with that kind of shit. But it's
just like it's indie comics' fault that comic book shops are failing.
Right, exactly. It's crowdfunding is killing the LCS. No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
But I mean, Hollywood's not going to disappear. They're obviously going to find a way to get through, and I mean, we're talking about multi-millionaires that are going to save.
Just think about think about us like, let's say somebody goes out to a movie like 4 or 5 times a year, 6 times a year, whatever, like a whole big thing. But if you're paying a monthly subscription fee to a streaming service, you're making a lot more money through the streaming service than you are that person going to the theater. It's a more lucrative thing. Yeah. And these students, they don't get, how much money do you think Disney actually gets percentage-wise off of those ticket sales? It's not that much.
They actually make all the money. So I actually know someone who owns one of the local theaters here, local movie theaters, and they almost make nothing off of the ticket sales. It's all
selling the shit.
Yeah. So like,
are you sure?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, it's easily, even for the big theaters, it's easily over 80% of the ticket sales goes to the
concession stand.
No, goes to the movie producers, the studios. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I think how they make most of their money.
It goes to the distributors. Yeah.
They got to pay for a license for the reel they have or some shit like that. I know video stores used to have to pay for a license for every
right.
It used to be. He said it used to be just a set rate. So it's like the movie was coming in. Star Wars would be worth X number of dollars, and a smaller film would be worth X number of dollars, and you would then make the money off the ticket sales, which is why it used to be $2 to go to a movie, because they would be making it off the volume. But now the distributors get a percentage of the ticket sales itself. So it is, and it's been like that for like 30 years or something like that, he said. So,
I'll look into that. I for some reason could have swore that something I had read or looked into before said that it was a pretty small percentage, but yeah, I totally could be wrong about that for sure.
Well, I think by the time everybody's paid, it's a small percentage, because there's a lot of groups involved with that.
Yeah, right. The pie gets divided up into a lot of pieces.
On the flip side, he says that they make like 4,000% profit on popcorn. Well, so it's like it's pennies for a bag of popcorn, but of course, we're all paying $20 for it. So,
right.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Which is why a lot of people avoid the movie sometimes.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. In terms of more talking about superhero movies, blighting cold. I think it's no more true than any other super trendy thing that Hollywood just sucks dry. But it does happen to coincide, and I think Luke, you were speaking to this. It coincides with all of this woke invasion into everything. So it's a kind of a double whammy for superhero movies because they happen to be the biggest thing right at this moment when this is happening to film. So it's kind of hard to separate the two things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But I get what he's saying. It's the superhero movies tend to be very surface.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair to blame superhero movies for the dumbing down of our culture for this. I think if anything, let's look at where people spend most of their time. Do they spend most of their time watching movies, or do they spend most of their time on social media thinking their opinion matters?
I agree. I mean, the original Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Mary Jane almost got raped in an alley.
This is true.
You guys remember that scene?
Right. Yeah.
They were
luckily her stalker
apart.
Luckily she had a stalker there to save her.
Yeah.
Too bad that the movie industry. I mean, besides the coup and all that. I mean, even if that didn't happen, DC was just starting to catch up because I really enjoyed Aquaman like more than I should have. And then the Wonder Woman movies were fine, or the one movie was fine, and that's it, man. I thought they were
And
really
you had
getting
a
there.
problem with Man of Steel. Damn it.
Yeah, that was man. At least, yeah. Oh, jeez.
I
Gee whiz.
Man of Steel to a degree. It just had some goofy shit in it.
No. See, no, that was Superman. If I were Superman, like taking out my anger on people who punk me and stuff. You know what I mean? That's me. Like I would tear your truck up and make artwork out of it. You know what I mean? Like, but Superman, Clark Kent doesn't do that. You know what I mean? That's not why I watched it. I didn't want to watch Superman deflect big train carts and blow up fuel stations. You know, like trash a whole entire city. I'm like, this is just gratuitous and just too much. This is like just too damn much.
You're talking about an alien invasion, multiple ships, and you're shocked by a city that get destroyed by fighting an alien invasion.
I did not want. You know, I'll get that from like from somebody else. Don't give me that with Superman.
Let's
Superman
not forget that fucking Lois Lane brings the entire fucking government agency.
Thank you.
Lois Lane is a fucking piece of shit.
And shouts his name. His real identity.
I can't do my writing without my flak jacket.
But you know, me, it's always the same thing though. It's like the people that have like so many issues with the Man of Steel, right? They always bring it back to the Christopher Reeves one. I'm like, yeah, with Superman with a whole bunch of powers they don't have, and it's campy as fuck. Bring it back, let's go back in time. I'm like, if
it was a product of the time.
Yeah, if you look at all those Superman movies, I still think that Man of Steel came up with a better version of it. Even though, like, dude, I hate what they did with the fucking dad. I hate what they did with Lois Lane. That's not Lois Lane. But I love the growth. I really, really, really like the fact that you were learning the growth of a man from becoming the guy that will try and protect every single fucking life. It's that path that I like. Other than that, it's like I have my issues with it. Like I said, I hate the fucking stupid tornado thing. Like, I love the classic idea of, like, it was supposed to be a death that Superman can not do nothing.
Be like Pa Kent. Like, that dog, we could get another dog. I mean, we love that dog, but that dog is going to have to sacrifice itself for us.
Yeah, right?
Sorry. I love that dog, but come on. Let's get with it.
Well, why can they not make a good Superman movie? Like,
it seems really, really difficult. I think there's a core issue with Superman though that's like I just don't think that he ultimately, given his situation and powers and abilities and who he is, it's like I don't think there's really that much that relatable about this dude. It doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you just be Superman all the time? Seriously, why would you waste your time being Clark Kent? How many much more good shit could he do if he wasn't wasting time at the fucking newspaper, wearing glasses and acting like a dumbass?
With the Justice League. I mean, the Justice League cartoons were pretty good. There was that one cartoon episode where he was forced to fight in a slave trade, and the guy he beat was a champion who was pissed off at him. And the guy who owned the ring told him he's got to fight and be defeated, or they were going to wreck the guy's planet. And Superman, he's like, okay.
Yeah. So then what do you think the reason is Superman was so popular for so many years? I mean, like, if you're saying that he's not relatable, or that, if you want to say
Superman was a different character when he was created.
I think we lost faith in humanity.
Because he was the iconic character to look up to. He was.
I don't think we believe those.
It was just
I think we're tired.
That's interesting. That's a really good. We should probably. This could be a whole topic. But I think it is funny that Superman's like I think the only guy ever to be cucked to himself. Like, as Superman, he gets the girl, but as his secret identity, he has to watch Superman get the girl he wants. So he's like a cuck to himself, which is really odd. It's odd behavior.
I think Superman speaks to the same people in the same audience as people who sign up to go on the military. I think it's the same people who are willing to put their life on the line, not knowing if they're going to be accepted afterwards. And with there being a history
Or
of
the outsider, the alien. Think
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. It's the person that come. You know, it's like one of the example I could give you. It's like, you know, um, you're an you're an
I-
American, and somebody tries to question, you know, if you really are, right? And you'll be, I am an American. So imagine like an alien that would come in and go, I'm a human. But you're not. Well, I am. Does that answer
Well,
why somebody would try to pretend and not forget that he is human to not
Mhm.
become a god
Right.
And
and lose his shit?
I also think that there was a time.
let's not forget the Superman was created by two gentlemen who were trying to leave a place that was
Yeah.
in a complete war, and people were trying to put him in ovens.
And
And
one
Yeah.
Canadian, one American.
And one Canadian. Yeah. And I think there was a time when like that was the world, is that it was filled with refugees everywhere you went.
You see me, that's one of the reasons why I have so much love for the character, even though I'm not a big fan of the comics. Like I haven't bought much of the comic, but there's some great freaking stories that when you read a good story of Superman, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
There's something about that character that he idealized, like, dude, like I said, one Canadian, one American, and they come from a really shitty history.
Well, and when you say like the show topic we did yesterday, the importance of when you're telling a story of a character to delve into their secret battle, right? Their internal struggle. So when Superman is good, the focus I think is probably on that internal struggle, not on the explosion. Like Finatra was saying, like I don't need to see all of this bullshit. I want to get at the core of the story, the struggle of being Superman.
I mean, that's why I like Man of Steel. Because, look, one of the main questions that a lot of people were saying was like, how can somebody be this good? Superman, nobody could be this good. Nobody would rob a bank. And I'm like, well, you just saw it. That's what they tried to answer in Man of Steel. But they fucked it up with the dad and Lois Lane, because Lois Lane is not fucking Lois Lane.
Right.
Well, and I think they actually forgot what Superman's origin truly was. I mean, this is a guy who has come from another environment, a totally different culture, and is growing up basically in another. Yeah. He is growing up in another country and not trying to change it.
Like I like the idea, like they did with
opposite of what's happening right now.
When he was in school in Man of Steel, I thought that scene was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just shows you how that guy grew up. Like, one of my favorite lines that came up with everything, and that's why I, that'll be like the final line why I like Man of Steel. It's when you watch that animated cartoon, because that's the only other place that they got Superman right, was the animated series, especially when they hit the Justice League. And he's facing Darkseid, right? And there's a moment where he just had fucking enough, and he looks, he goes, let me tell you a little something about me. I live in the world building cardboard. I cannot allow myself to get angry. I cannot do this. I cannot even sneeze towards somebody without thinking that I might kill it. But right now, I'm having a really nice moment where I can let loose. And I'm like, this is what you know in Superman. And that's what he's getting to know about himself. Because that's what I like. Like, he destroyed the city, like a bunch of things, especially when he gets pissed about his mom. I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then he turns around and he sees what he did. That's when I'm like, oh, yes, I know. I like where we're going with this.
So now that's something that I think like that's like the fantasy part of it. But something that's even more relatable from that character is something that we're seeing now across every single country, is that we have lots of people who are immigrating, lots of people are coming over, looking for opportunities, that kind of stuff. But then there's a population, a portion that's trying to change the country around them to fit their needs. Well, that's the opposite of Superman. I think this is this is one of the reasons that we see Superman.
He wants to fit in.
Yeah. So like previously, I think one of the reasons that Superman was so popular was because he was about kind of protecting what was important, what was sacred to a people that wasn't his.
He was the icon of the New American.
That's really well put, man. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's like the ultimate immigrant, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's I don't think I've ever heard it framed quite like that. I like that a lot. That's cool, for sure.
Cheers.
I did want to read, the definition of infantilize, which I know we all have a good sense of what it means, but just to hear it. So to treat someone as a child or in a way which denies their maturity in age or experience. And the example it has is seeing yourself as a victim infantilizes you.
He talks about infantilizing, and he believes that he's a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but there is wizardry involved in Hollywood, of course. I mean, it's Hollywood. It's
sodomized recently.
Oh, he genuinely believes in superpowers and magic.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He actually does. That's something. Not the craft, like like the word crafting.
Yeah.
Like the craft of illustration is also like it can magically makes you experience something, right? Magic is the real definition of magic. It's not like abracadabra.
Right. Well, but does always being presented with the idea that the masses always need some kind of hero to save them from everything? I mean, isn't that
you need somebody to look up to? You need somebody to look up to. Like you look up to your dad to grow up to be a man because you respect your dad. If you hate your dad, you don't respect your dad. You always have at least a role model that you're looking at.
Yeah, but your dad would teach you how to take care of yourself if he's doing it right. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't make you reliant on him. If he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not, dude. I'm not obsessed with Alan Moore. I don't know all there is to know about the guy. I think in general, I know his ideology is very left leaning. He's probably a commie. I don't like the guy per se, but it doesn't mean he can't be right about something. Obviously.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean about like this old guard kind of holding on to what was important back in the day. And even if you disagree with Alan Moore, I mean, he did create the original contrasting view of superheroes, right? And I mean, everyone copied him afterwards because he did such a good job of it. So,
Dumbassery. I love George's new Dumbassery train of thought, but he does make, Superman didn't know he was from another planet until he was told. He grew up in middle Christian America and then was told about his heritage. He is not an immigrant, he's adopted, I think he meant.
Yeah, he grew up thinking that he was a freak until he found out that he's just an alien.
Yeah. I think no matter what, he always struggled with the idea that he wasn't in a place that was not fit for him.
He had to hide his strength. He had to hide his speed. He had to hide all the weird things, and he didn't know what it was. So he was like, it still plays with the alien. He felt alien to the rest of the goddamn world, but he wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
Like I said, word,
Well, yeah, I've got to say, this conversation has made me.
It's okay. Rethink. He doesn't know how to cook his own burger by himself.
Rethink Superman a bit. I had no idea we'd wind up there, but what a great. Some good insights into the character for sure.
Yeah,
I like it. Luke Stone. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so this is Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, my graphic novel. It's a collection of 5 issues telling the kind of the introductory story to this universe that I'm creating. And I've compiled them all into a graphic novel now, into a trade paperback, where we include some additional information about kind of the creation of things and some creator notes and things that I've made over the years, and as well as a backup story, and then kind of a post-credit. Speaking of Marvel movies and stuff like that, the end credit scene, there's a special 4 pages that does that in this book as well. And nice. I've got backup stories coming up from a number of different creators. So little 2-page backup stories some will be humorous, some will be very insightful, some will be a little horrific. And so pretty cool stuff. And I've got 3 days, 3.5 days left to go on this thing. So
yes,
we are.
I do want to say, I do want to throw this out there. I don't know if it'll make a difference or if it'll happen, but if we can get this thing to 100 backers, if we can get this thing to 100 backers, the 4 people that make that happen, I will do a random raffle spin-off, and the winner of that will win a free copy of Runes of Ragnan, issue number 1, with cover by Ben Templesmith.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah.
No, I want one. What the fuck?
Yeah. We'll don't worry, man. We're gonna do something like that for you as well. We'll probably do
Amazon.
Yeah, we'll do a whole set for you, man.
I only found the other cover. Me. Damn it.
So yeah. So if any 4 people out there, if you haven't checked out this project, if you haven't backed it, if you make that happen during the course of this show, I don't know how long, we could be going another 30, 45 minutes. If that happens, you will be in the running to win this copy of Runes of Ragnan issue number 1. All right.
That's
so let's
awesome.
get into this.
Hold up. You're writing a comic about black folk?
Who, me? I'm writing a comic about people.
oh, right. No, that doesn't fit with the narrative of CG being a hat group.
But-
What are you doing?
I know, right? So yeah, it's a very diverse group of characters.
All right,
Yeah.
go on.
All right, yeah. So basically, I kind of had this idea. I've been working on this story for about 10 years. Basically, I would used to have these conversations with a friend of mine about some of the weird things that you will find in the Bible, in history, and we really were into Ancient Aliens, that show, and things. And so there was this one verse that we would always talk about. In Genesis chapter 6, it says that there were these sons of God or angels that saw these daughters of men like them, and they would start to procreate. And those creatures were called the Nephilim. And it turns out that it's not just recorded in the Bible, the Christian Bible, but many of the major world religions will recount some similar story to this. And some of the stories that you can find out about these creatures called the Nephilim actually mirror a little bit some of the Greek gods. And I always thought that they were just adaptations of Greek, like other cultures talking about these, like the Greek mythology. But it turns out that those stories were written about 1,500 years before the first stories of the Greek gods. And some people believe that Greek mythology is just a loose exaggeration of the real life Nephilim. And so we got thinking, well, what if these superpowered, like what if these hybrid humans, angel human hybrids, what if they continued to have babies and over the years the genetics started to water down, and what if walking around right now people could have a little piece of dormant DNA from an angel in their DNA somewhere, and what if something happened to wake that up and they started to develop like these Greek godlike abilities.
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so
that's really cool.
Yeah, so that's basically what happens in our book. Basically, overnight, people start to develop these powers. But as soon as the people start to get these powers, someone's coming around and abducting the individuals. And so we're actually following a group of kind of newly minted heroes that they're trying to learn how to adapt to their new lives. But at the same time, they're trying to find out who's taking them, why are they taking them, where are they taking them.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Some people that are very important to one of the characters, to a couple of the characters, actually were abducted, and so that introduces us into this thing, this whole story of hybrids.
Now, if I ask any questions where you're like, no, I don't want to give that part away, just let me know. But I'm curious, is it one event that kind of wakes this thing up in everybody, or is it different for each person?
Well, it's the same thing that's causing it to wake up.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's. I will give you a hint. It's not accidental. It's manufactured.
It's not Twitter, is it? Please tell me.
It's not Twitter. No, it's not Twitter. But no, it is. It is. It is the work of someone, and they try to figure out what's going on in this thing.
Okay.
They find out that there's a human trafficking ring at the center of this major corporation, and so.
I mean, it seems pretty. From what you've said, it seems like there's a group, or somehow they seem to know in advance who these people might be that have this heritage. So that's a little. It'll be cool to find out how that works and how they know.
It's a bit random. It's a bit random, but it's also it's also not. So
yeah.
Nice.
This is it's a really interesting take on like how people might get. I like it better than most in terms of people having these kind of powers. I think it's a really cool idea.
Thanks. Yeah, I wanted to find a really interesting way to get people that have powers, but then I also didn't want to focus so much on the powers. I wanted to focus more on the kind of the human aspect. I think that we're talking about Superman earlier. I think with any superhero, it's not really or any superhuman. It's not really the super part that makes them so fantastic. It's the human part. It's the part that we can find some connection with. And so that's what what I try to do with writing this story. I try to find a little bit of actual people that I've met along the way and write them in. And so most people are they're kind of a hodgepodge of different personalities all mixed together. One of the characters is an actual 100% copy from the person.
Nice.
And
yeah, you got to use that. You have to use your life experience to add those layers of believability, relatability, and I really like that you understand the importance of, focusing on those human elements, the internal struggle. Like we talked about this again yesterday. It's so important to having characters that people care about.
Yeah.
There you go. I tweeted it out everywhere.
Nice. Did you?
Yeah, everywhere.
You tweeted out about this?
Yes, everywhere in all the DM groups. And
right
now
cool.
I'm hitting Discord.
Cool. And I might need your help, Luke. And I know Indiegogo can probably tell you like who these 4 backers might be. Obviously, we don't want to dox anybody if they're using their real name or something. But if we can figure out if they're not like in the chat, maybe we can figure out who they are, and we can so we can get this prize out. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That won't be a problem at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got the basic premise. Should we? Do you have a trailer here?
I do. Yeah, it's very short and to the point. So.
Okay. Let me make sure I've got the audio on. Let's do this thing.
No audio.
Great.
No audio.
Hybrid.
Nope, you good.
New from Terraform Comics. Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. Volume 1. Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
Nice. Yeah, that's how you do a trailer. Great voiceover, nice and short to the point, gives people the essence. Like it. Very good.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to waste people's time.
Right.
No need of doing that.
We're looking at it. This is a 128-page graphic novel.
Yeah, we are.
That's crazy.
We are $475 away from making it, and I'm combining this total with. I've also got the Kickstarter running for the last 2 weeks of it as well. So we're combining both totals. And so I'm $475 away from making it 140 pages. So I've got 12 extra pages to win. Yeah.
Oh, you're combining the Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns for your stretch goals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh, that's really cool, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. I don't know that I've heard of anyone doing that.
There's a guy named Eric Hawkins that does a book called The Zombiful World of Oz that did that.
Nice title.
Like, oh yeah, and it's a great book. And he actually has some. He's done a couple of pages for the backups for the 140 pages. So, yeah. So I thought it was a good idea, and so I just ripped it off. So you guys are.
Well, it's very respectful to your backers. I like that a lot. It's adding value to your campaign in a cool way. Certainly. So what is this? What is the featured tier here? What are we?
So the featured tier, you get the Kane and White cover. If you don't know what Kane and White is, you should definitely. If anyone watches does not know what Kane and White is, you should definitely educate yourself. He is an amazing artist.
Incredible.
So we've got the Kane and White cover and our holofoil cover. So you get both of those, and that is a $15 savings to get both of those covers. A lot of people were asking to get both of them, and so we created that one.
Nice.
And that's the featured tier right now. And then we've got somebody had the idea that, hey, I've already backed, but I maybe I want to go in and get the stickers, and I want to, maybe I want to add some of the. We've created new floppies.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they can go in here and then do add-ons.
Yeah, they can just go do the a la carte kind of thing to do some add-ons if that's all they want, some add-ons on top of what they've already done, so they don't have to go through and do the whole refund or redo or all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that's smart. Nice. Okay.
And then anybody that may not be certain if they want to take the whole plunge for the whole story, they can get issue 1, and I will send that out to them. I'll also send them the PDF so that they can get a view of that before in case they want to go ahead and up their pledge to get the whole book. And,
Nice.
what's interesting is I started this publishing this in 2016 under another company, and then I had issue 1 done, and then issue 2 was finished, and then I had to take about a year and a half to 2 years off because things going on with my job at the church started getting really busy, and I needed 100% attention, and I didn't have time to do any art. So the progress that happened, I would still draw from time to time while I was doing that, but no sequential art. And so when I picked back up and then released issues 3 through 5, I got a lot better, like it was leaps and bounds. So from issue 1 to issue 5, you get to see this growth and as a writer and an artist through all of those. So
nice.
Yeah,
it's always. I like that you're letting it be what it is. I know it can be really tough, when you're, no matter what medium you work in, as a writer or an artist or both. It could be that temptation to like, well, maybe I'll just redo issue 1. But you know how that is.
Yeah,
it's tough, but it's like I love being able to see that progression of what something is. And Sim, you're kind of doing the same thing with Tales from the Nightverse.
Yeah. And I just got into that conversation yesterday with Steve. Like I sent him the new lettering on the Rose story, right? I'm like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, the itch is strong for a redraw. Right. I won't, but I won't.
I've thought about it 100 times. In fact, the original issue was supposed to be 22 pages, and for budget, we needed to cut it down. So, like, I wanted to do 2 more pages of the ending fight, and couldn't do that. And so I keep going back. People's ask, do you want to redraw it? Like, yeah, I want to redraw it, but I would rather draw new content and write new content. Because that's held up, people still, they read that and they want to read more of the story, knowing that it's getting better, that each issue improves. Right. And so nice. I'm just going to let it be what it is. And
cool. Buy Luke a cup of Joe like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just.
Yeah, it's having a whole bunch of people exactly expressing the fact that they like seeing the growth. They like seeing, like, from where it started and then evolving to where you're at now. So that's the thing that I try keeping in mind, because otherwise I would have redrawn all those first 3 stories.
And the other thing is I like to connect with the people that connect with the story. And one of the things is I've been with some of these, my readers and backers and supporters have been with me since, the very first issue. But a lot of people they jump in brand new. And like right now with issue, with this trade paperback coming out, some people this is their first time being exposed to the hybrids universe. And
so that fits in with this comment here. I always like to see an artist's growth. So wait, I don't think he meant it that. Sorry about that. Yeah. Well, you were talking about exposing people and
exactly. Yeah, so it all worked out really well.
So that was a comment from Passion for Growth.
Right. Passion for growth. Yeah, but I thought it's great for anybody that jumps in new to be able to follow that process and feel like they've been a part of the journey, even though they're new to it right now. And so,
very cool. So you can snag the digital for $20.
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice. And how close are you to bumping up to 140 again? You said
475. 475 is
Odds are good. Good odds there.
Yeah. We just had a backer come in, so I'll have to do the math and figure out what it is. But so and then you can get cover A for 25. With
this is $25 for a 128-page graphic novel, folks. That's a really good deal.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And if you're a collector, if like you're into collecting stuff, you can also get the floppies. Now, if you've got the floppies, you don't, and you might think, oh well, I've already got those, or what's the difference between the floppies and the trade? The trade has all of this extra stuff in there. The floppies equal out to be about 104 pages. You're getting 128 pages, plus actually you're getting 140 if we can hit this other $475 which I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think that's going to happen. So we're already. The files for the 140 are going to go to the printer, so that's how confident I am that we'll hit that number. So nice. You can get the standard floppies if you're a collector. We also have another set of floppies where the guy who actually drew the holofoil cover did 5 connecting covers for
that's
the
sick,
book.
man.
So you can get all 5 of those that are panoramic, and so that's pretty cool. And then we've got
really cool.
And then we've got a set of homage covers, which the I've got all but the last cover back, and we're working on trade dress now for those things. But you can also get a set of homage covers, so it's like all these hybrids characters in very familiar poses with familiar settings and stuff. So we've got that, and then we've got the cover B, which is our holofoil cover, and then we've got the Kanan White cover, which is gorgeous.
And this is exclusive to Indiegogo.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get it anywhere else. I'm not even going to have it on my store.
Okay. Oh, there's 100. There's only 100 of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We split it out, so there's a max of 200 that's going to be printed. So
okay.
So yeah, there's not a whole lot of
highly collectible, especially for a Kanan White cover. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to keep the value of that book high for people.
Was Kanan the one that did Brand? Did the art on Brand? Okay. Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah, he really is.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I've got 2 different collector's packs. A regular collector's pack that has you can get for each cover. So cover A, B, or C. And it comes with one of the things that's not pictured in there is I was on Shay's show and she asked me where my patch was, and I said I don't have one. And so I decided to go ahead and add a patch. So we're going to have an on-embroidered patch added into all the collector's packs and above. So anything from that tier above, we'll get one of those. So,
yeah, patches are definitely on the rise. It seems like they're climbing up, inching their way toward trading cards in terms of popularity, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, all creators definitely consider making patches for sure. People are really into them.
Yeah, we got 12 trading cards added in there. The mini set of posters for the. I've been over the last 4 years. I've done a lot of really cool posters, and so we're doing the mini. They're going to be about the size of a comic book page, so they're pretty cool. And
very nice.
Yeah. And then we've got the ultimate collector's pack where it adds in the homage covers as a mini set, and then also you get a T-shirt with it.
Cool. Yep. Damn, dude, this is I really like how you structured the campaign. You're giving people basically, you've just run the gamut. No matter where someone's at and what they can invest into this, you're giving them an option. Smart.
Well, that's what we're what I try my best to do that.
Yeah.
And, now I actually have some original art, so I typically work digital, but for a couple of pages, I would print out my layouts, my blue line layouts, and then I did a hand pencil for a couple of pages. So I do have 2 of those available up there right now, and they're still there. And with that, you get your choice of cover, so you could get, you could choose cover A, B, or C with those.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then we have the ultimate, the super box. You get everything. It's literally you get everything that I have, every add-on, perk, everything. So everything that's pictured there, and everything. So all 3 sets of floppies. Plus, I did a book called Voodoo Nations that was never on Indiegogo, and I'm going to throw a signed copy of that in with it as well. So that way you can get that. Yeah.
All right, I see a couple people have jumped on this. Nice, dude. Now, will this show up on my credit card as Superbox? Because that could cause a problem for me.
No, I don't think so. I hope not. I didn't think of.
Maybe I didn't buy a Superbox.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Very nice campaign, dude. You really put a lot of thought and energy into this. It's clear the passion is top tier. This is a great looking book.
Great character design in this, and that's something that you can't always say in a lot of the books that are coming out. But you got some very distinctive features going on that make it so that you got some good character design.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And I also wanted to make the costumes somewhat simple. I didn't want to make them too complicated, only because I wanted to make it easy for people to cosplay.
Nice.
Yeah. And now I'm kind of hearing you speak about the project and maybe getting to know you a little bit better. Would you say this is an all ages friendly book?
It's teen and above. Yeah,
okay.
It's not for everyone. Yeah, there's a little bit of language in it, nothing too harsh. Yeah. There's some graphic images. I keep sex and stuff out of the book, but there's some violence in there, and at the end of issue 5, there's a pretty disturbing scene that our people walk into. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's for teen and above. Yeah,
That's fair. Right on. Yeah, I know. Russ Leach also with Only Death Can Save Us. It's listed as an all ages book, but he's like, it doesn't mean it's not going to have challenging themes in it. It just, I'm not going to use excessive gore, and there's not going to be the sexualized stuff in it. But
which isn't needed. Yeah,
it just isn't needed. So yeah, I think it's really, I think comics need to be able to be read by younger audiences. It's not to say that there isn't a place for the gruesome shit, for the stuff that's just adult only, but
I would say stop telling people what to fucking do. Enjoy the books that you like and do the books that you want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's like everybody's like, oh, we have to have the superheroes should be that way. No. Just let people do what they fucking want and enjoy it or don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even if it's a pussy book.
All right.
Yeah, do what you like, and that's what I've done. That's what I've done. I've made a book that appeals to me. I'm a big fan of the '90s ensemble books, and so that's kind of what we've created here. We focus on a lot of the character development and kind of get to know who they are. There's a lot of, since I've been developing the world for like 10 years, there's a whole lot of editorial stuff that could have come out in the book, but I would rather spread that out over the 3 arcs. So by the time you get to the last, kind of the last planned arc, you're still getting new information about the world they live in. So it's still interesting. So I want to give what is needed for the reader to understand what the characters are going through.
Yeah.
And you want people talking about the characters as opposed to revealing everything anyway. I mean, so many characters have been overdeveloped. You look at like Wolverine and characters that just have no secrets left.
Yeah.
Like
we're definitely making some secrets.
Like Wolverine. Yeah.
Zero secrets, yeah.
Right. Now this is this your last 4 days? Really?
This is my legit last 4 days. So this will be the end of 60. So I am really ready to be done with the whole campaign thing.
Yeah, what's that been like? I mean, we all know it can be grueling, it can be tough. Is it how's it been for you?
It's been exhausting. This is the longest campaign that I've ever ran. I normally run 30-day campaigns. This is the first time that I've gone to Indiegogo as my main platform. Usually I do a 30-day on Kickstarter. Yeah. And recently, I made I affirmed that I was ComicsGate. And so I've kind of come in and, like Superman, trying to adapt to that culture rather than change it, but adapt to it. And so it was a little confusing when I first ran. I was like, well, I'm just going to run 30 days. And I wanted to do Indiegogo anyway because of, just the different things that it offers for the creators. Just
I wanted to ask you about that. Like someone who obviously is very familiar with Kickstarter, how would you compare the two platforms in terms of usability for you? Like
there are a few things. I love the secret perks I use those for retailers and for individuals, like special things. I love those. I love the fact that the money is taken out right away when someone pledges rather than at the end. I don't know how many times I've had dropped pledges at the end of a Kickstarter that had made me go under budget, to where I had a deficit that I had to make up because, losing, when you're working in the $5,000-$6,000 range, 10% of that can be quite a bit. It's huge. It's huge, and it hurts. And so I really like the Indiegogo platform because of that as well. So that you're going to get what you're going to get at the end of the campaign, so you can actually plan ahead. So I like it. So for all those different reasons, I like it much better. And when I was getting to the end of my 30 days, they're like, was this the end of your first 30 or your second 30? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. What
are you going to extend it? It's like, well, we typically extend it. And so it was, it's been a lot of been a lot of fun, been on a lot of shows, being able to talk about it and meet new people and find, connect with new readers. And that's been a really good time. But
I don't think people fully understand how exhausting it can be. And if you're engaging it pretty hard for a full 60 days, man, that's brutal. That's exhausting. Yeah.
And I'm drawing issue 6.
Right. Are you planning on spending any time in demand, or are you just ready to close this down and get it finished?
We're going to go to in demand. I will leave it. I will leave all the perks open as they are for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then that's when the that's when I plan to get the files off to the printer.
Nice.
When Indiegogo releases the initial funds, and then what I'll do is I'll strip down I'll know what my print runs are going to be, and then I'll strip down to just 2, like 3, 4, maybe 5 different tiers that are limited in number. So that will be whatever extra I have left over for the print run. So so that's how that'll work.
Nice. So people can expect to get this if they back today. They're not going to have too long of a wait.
No, not at all. So
Beautiful.
the printer only needs like a week or 2 to get the books in. Once I have they'll have the files next week. So they'll have everything ready and be able to have everything set up and ready to go. And they'll just need my final tally. And so
very very nice. I do just want to remind everybody we're trying to get this to 100 backers. We picked up one already. The 4 people that make that happen, we're going to have a random raffle, and one of you will win this issue number 1 of Runes of Ragnar with cover by Ben Templesmith. And I'll just, whenever that happens, if that happens before anytime within the next 4 days before the campaign closes, I'll make that happen.
So they have 4 days now?
Yeah. Let's just,
so you made me a liar. I put till the end of goddamn stream in that post.
You got it. Dude, you can blame me for that. I made you a liar. It's my fault. I was just realizing, like, man, that's not... They're only going to have, like, what, a 25-minute window to make that happen. That's not cool. So we'll Fair enough. If it happens before the campaign
blame
ends,
Rot.
Yeah. Just blame me. It's fine. Yeah, man.
Right,
This is a really...
to Sim.
I'm gonna get Sim some copies. That's gonna happen. He'll get the whole. You'll get the whole set, man. I would send a graphic novel, but the fuckers printed it so poorly that it falls apart. So.
But the one I got is pretty good. The one I think was the image one. I think.
Maybe the ones selling through Amazon are good, but the ones I got, the comp copies I got in a box, when you try to flip through them now, like half of them, like. It just, the glue doesn't hold very well, so I don't know what the problem was there. But
so they gave you the same type that they had at Top Cow for a while?
Probably.
Dude, Top Cow, you would buy one of those fucking darkness or stuff like that. You open it and then the page will start falling out because the glue would just give up.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's why I pay extra to have that German bind on my book, because that means that they actually go in and sew it up.
Yeah, dude, that's. This, having that experience, I'm definitely going to be very hyper aware of that when I produce anything moving forward independently. It's like, this has got to hold up. It's got to be high quality. I mean, it was heartbreaking to know I couldn't even give out this thing I'm proud of. I couldn't even give the graphic novels out because it was embarrassing. Like, sorry, it might fall apart in your hand, but here, enjoy.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to try to find the right
Why
printer.
is page 25 before page 20? I don't know.
For variety?
What were you saying?
Everyone on their toes.
Books are worth it though. They got more content than the image books.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I was saying it's difficult to find the right printer, to know what you're getting. And so most of the stuff that I've put out has not been graphic novel size. It certainly hasn't been 140 pages.
Yeah.
So
who'd you wind up going with? Do you
I'm
mind
going
saying?
with a company. Yeah, I'm going with a company called Comic Impressions.
Okay.
And they're based here in Florida, and they do a lot of work for quite a few of the smaller to mid-level publishers. And
wait, Florida exists? I thought that was a made-up place.
Oh no, it's real. No, we're real down here.
It just all the strangest stories come out of Florida. I just thought maybe it was like
Of course, it's fun, man. This is
Florida, man.
This place is like it's like Mad Max at Thunderdome down here, man. It's awesome.
So Comic Impressions, all right. Nice.
Yeah, and so they do the trade paperbacks, and when they sent me out a sample of their work, they actually sent a trade so that I could see how they bind it and all that kind of stuff. And it turns out there's another guy that lives very close to me, and so I've gotten a couple of his books, and they're all printed from the same place. And so
Nice.
I have a lot of confidence in the quality that's going to be shipped out to the backers.
Cool. I'll definitely going to check them out. I mean, and I love, it's one thing I really appreciate about CG and the network, just how willing people are to share info and knowledge. Very helpful on that front. And if you're a creator out there and you're not sure what to do about something, just ask. People are very willing to help and share, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. We don't have to hit all those branches again.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, there's no insider secrets here. It's
yeah.
We're just trying to help everybody out, and we all want to make comic books, and we want to make great comic books, and part of making great comic books is the fit and finish of it too. So,
big time. All right, is there anything else you want people to really know about this project?
Well, there's one thing. If you are an international backer, we are throwing in a couple of extra items because we're not able to lower the cost of international shipping. But we are going to throw in a couple of extra goodies to make your back, your pledge more valuable. So,
that's very cool. I think
me and Bandito are listening.
Yeah,
absolutely,
dude,
100%.
That's really cool. I think you're maybe the second. I think Anthony Figueroa was doing something like that as well with God's Hand, but that's really, again, always thinking about those backers, taking care of people. You understand the international folks have to spend a hefty price.
Well, yeah.
Shipping,
if they do the $25 tier, they're paying $25 for shipping. There's zero way that we can get around it right now in the States. We just can't.
Right.
And it sucks, but the one thing that I can do is I can push that thing up to its weight limit before it goes into the next level for shipping, with all kind of good stuff, whether it be extra comics, whether it be just other fun goodies. I've got some fun goodies set aside for the international backers just for them, but everybody will get a little extra in their package. I've never seen
that's the way to do it.
That's what I did too, because I at first with Bloodhound I was thinking of doing like one tier for international, giving them something. I'm like, but that's not fair for the other ones that are not international.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so they all need to have a little something, and then the international gets a random little extra thing.
Yes, everybody gets a little extra something to say, hey, thank you. I really appreciate what you're doing with helping us out. I couldn't be making the comic without you. But the international people, because they have to pay that extra in shipping, they're getting a little something extra. So they're gonna
kick ass, man. Nice. I think that's. I do think that's going to become standard. I think a lot of people are going to realize, wow, that's the thing to do.
I'd also like to highlight that it's one of the reasons why it's so important that you keep in mind that when you back one of those projects, try and push also and promote so we can get over those stretch goals. Because the point is actually that's the point of those stretch goals is the fact that when we reach, like, let's say me, I reached I passed the 10K right now, right? That means you get the book, you get a trading card. If you're one of the first 100 coming in, you get a sketch card. You'll get 6 stickers. You'll get prints. It's like you're getting your money's worth for that $25 plus that depending where you are the national shipping.
And typically the idea of those stretch goals is that you are making enough money to be able to afford that stuff.
Yep.
So the only reason we're not adding that in at the beginning is because the money just isn't there. And
that's a few $100 there.
Yeah. The beauty of ComicsGate is that we get to kind of put things up saying this is our vision. We get to act on our vision. If the people can get behind what you are wanting to create. So yeah.
And the more money we make on a campaign, it's also an investment on the next one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah. I was able to pay like Beacon in advance. Like I don't have to wait for my money, and the Go-Go is paid for his pages.
Nice.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
It guarantees that you're going to get more content at a faster rate than what you would otherwise. So
yeah. Very nice, man. Cool, Luke. I appreciate it. I think this is the first time I've had you on this channel. Really enjoyed having you. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your project with us. Fantastic stuff, and I'm confident you're going to get to that. You're going to break the 100 backer barrier, and we'll get that prize out to people. The person who wins. Probably
Trust
do
me,
that.
guys. Rune of Rhinon is really good, so you want both books and get in on it. Come on, it would be stupid not to take the advantage of getting an extra book for it. So
Right,
go get
exactly.
that $60 tier there. Not only are you getting both books, you're getting an extra book. It's something like.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that book, it's also something that will be coming back. So you want it.
Yeah, these original copies could become collectible quite a bit if for sure. And you
So
know,
go
Ben
get Hybrid.
Templesmith, he's risen to pretty great heights.
I don't know, never heard of him. Put one aside for me. I don't know who he is.
All right, Sam. I know I dropped the link to Tales from the Natverse in the chat. I also have it in the description below. Anything else you want to shout out today?
Yeah, if you haven't backed Tales from the Natverse, what the hell are you waiting for?
I know.
Especially if you're one of the guys that like heavy metal, Lobo, and all those type of stuff. You should be on it backing it 3 times. And if you back it twice, it guarantees you a sketch card. How about that?
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah.
I'll draw you an extra sketch card on it. So right now, if you go in, I've also announced that if you take the time to scroll through it, because I know, people don't like scrolling that much, but, it's worth it on that campaign, because you'll see, like, I announced the final variant cover. Like, the thing that I was telling people, remember, it was like, if you bought the $60 one, it was a 2-pack, and you were getting a variant cover. But now, I've announced it, it's out, it's there, and it's going to be colored by Scottman. He's working on it right now. Yeah.
Badass. Nice.
And
Yeah.
I'm already working on Tales from the Natverse too. So come on, go get that copy right now.
What are you waiting for already?
Yeah, come on, let's unlock those goddamn 6 a.m. stickers. I want to give them to everybody.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've already ordered them, by the way.
Nice.
Some of
nice.
us are waiting for payday.
Right.
Fair enough.
Sinatra, what do you got for us, man?
Oh, I've been looking at Indiegogo campaigns this whole time. For a moment, I forgot I was on a show. And I almost walked away and went to the store. I was gonna walk to the store and
That's
like, what,
awesome.
I'm in the show
Oh,
right
wait.
now. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
not
yeah, I've
only
been
was he
looking at-
funny, but I turned around and I laughed a second time because Chris just replied again. I'm waiting for my bank to let me. Shut up, Sim. It was a double whammy. Sorry, Sinatra.
No, it's all good. No, yeah, it's been pretty fun hanging out. Thanks for having me, man. I like hanging out with all you guys here. Get to know you a little better, and Luke, getting to know you too, and hearing you personally hear you explain what you're trying to do with this campaign. And how many backers he has? 97?
97.
Yeah.
97. Refresh.
Yeah. I think he's still at 97.
98? Let's see if we got 98. 99.
98.
Nope,
Oh.
97.
Nice.
We're getting there though.
We'll get there. It's gonna get there.
One step at a time.
That's right. And everybody, if you haven't checked out Lord Fanatra's YouTube channel, it's just search for Lord Fanatra. You'll find it easy. Great content. He's dropping awesome ComicsGate related music.
I
and
dropped
he's
your
all-
song.
All right, cool. And he's starting to do some really fun live streams and just kind of figuring out what he wants to be doing with the channel. So definitely something you want to engage.
Yeah, for ComicsGate, it's not, even yesterday, I super chatted Ethan and I was like, I specifically typed, come check out my new song on my page if you're into that type of thing. And he's like, and he reads it and he's like, you know what, Fanatra? He's like, no. I was like, I'm not into that type of thing. He's like,
What? I thought he was a big
new
fan.
like, you're
Sunbeam doesn't
horrible.
shine your way.
No, well, it was funny. I don't. Yes, I understand where he's coming from, but he's not wrong in some regards. But it was funny too, though, because it's not for everybody. He's like, no, it's just no. I don't want to listen to it. I thought that was pretty funny,
My
hey, it is
virgin
what it is.
ears.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's pretty
Gargoyle.
insane.
Yeah,
It's-
dude,
it's-
well, I think he's a big fan, isn't he? EBS likes what you do.
From a distance, I guess.
From a distance. Come on, he's probably listening to those tunes while he draws all the time. What you want to bet? Well, yeah. I would.
It makes good drink. It makes for good drinking music. If you
Yeah.
have enough, you know, if you're really bored and want to laugh, and you're really drunk.
Those were the good old days. Being drunk. Yeah, back in the day.
Oh,
I'd be
yeah,
drunk right
that's
now.
right.
I
Good
mean,
for
dude, these shows, they used to be more closer to an hour. If I was drinking right now with these 2-hour episodes, man, that'd be a nightmare.
I've been drinking coffee when I live stream now. Like I could drink beer, but I've been I kind of took heed of what you were talking about and thought about that. I'm like, yeah, you know, hanging out on the internet. You don't have to be drunk to hang out on the internet now.
Nope.
Yeah, it's been interesting. At first, it was tough. But as you get more comfortable doing it, you realize, wow, I have a lot more to offer when I have clarity.
But I can also, me, like before, like I used to have those little anxiety panic attacks. Like, dude, I used to do cons all the time. I used to be a security agent. Like, I don't have problems talking to people, but going on the stream used to give me like fucking cramps, dude. It was freaking bad.
Ooh.
And I got into the habit of like I wouldn't stream without smoking a G.
Right.
And now I just don't give a fuck. Like I could be straight. I could be like, hi, Stone. I don't give a fuck. I'm streaming. I'm enjoying myself. It doesn't bother me. You get used to it. You have to. It's like the thing that mainly helped me was to change the way of seeing it. When I was talking with friends in the back, and I'm like, we're just talking. What is CG? I'm like, CG. I got it. CG is like a 24/7 Comic-Con. And then in my head it went, and you fucking idiot. You having trouble? You've been doing cons for years. And ever since, I'm like, I'm good.
You got a new backer.
Ooh,
Awesome.
there it is.
Oh, nice. So we're up to 98 backers. Very cool.
Sweet.
Sorry,
Awesome.
I swapped out the hybrid.
So 98 backers.
Sorry, because
Dan Frega's
hybrid on a wall.
Dan Frega's drawing
good,
streams
George.
is literally. I'm sorry, guys.
What Frega's drawing streams? What?
Oh no, Frega's drawing streams have became a Comic-Con. If you look yesterday, you had Frega, Malin, Shane, and Roquefort all doing a piece, and then if you looked in the chat, you had a whole bunch of heavy hitters, and I said, "Holy, this is a Comic-Con right here."
It is.
And you could talk to people and joke with them and rip on people.
And mainstream Exactly, and mainstream tried to do the online Comic-Con thing, right? And they just botched it hardcore. Like the shit wasn't even live. Most of it was pre-recorded, right?
What are you telling me that
bullshit?
Are you telling me that mainstream tried to go to try to go CG? Are you saying you were winning?
Yep.
We are kicking serious ass. That is really cool. Unfortunately I usually can't. I can't engage those streams that Fraga's doing. They sound really fun though.
They go pretty late, yeah.
And I heard that he broke like 1,000 viewers the other day.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Gargoyle, anything you want to shout out today?
Runes of Ragnan, still available on Amazon. Buy enough copies, get Rot to make an Indiegogo campaign for it.
Yep.
And for the upcoming sequel.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. God, you guys have really, my mind has really started to think about that possibility of doing that.
Where's the mailing list? The mailing list's not out yet? What the fuck you doing, Rot?
You are at 98 backers, Luke, so we're on the way.
Thank you.
Anyone who hasn't checked out Hybrids, the campaign, I'm going to drop.
You're getting a pretty good bump today.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind, we're only 14 backers away from adding another sticker to the sticker pack.
Oh, nice.
So anyone that has a sticker pack in their perk, if they, you'll get, instead of just the 3, you're going to get a total of 7, I think, stickers. So 14 away from that, and just $385 away from those extra pages. So we are zooming right along.
George, you're such an asshole sometimes.
Well, no, I think he was backer 103. So sometimes the backer.
Oh, right. Okay. I take it back. No, you're still an asshole, but I do take this instance of calling you an asshole back.
Remember the phantom backers, dude.
Yeah. Don't forget George is like a a super backer too. Like that guy, he
Oh,
supports
man, I know.
a lot of projects.
Dude, I'm hearing more and more people are like up over well over 100 projects
Yeah,
back.
it's
It's
crazy.
like, wow, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I hit 70 the other day, and I thought I
Wow.
was insane. But it's, dude, so much
I was gonna
support.
say, yeah, it's easier when you only buy digital.
I was a super.
Oh, that's right. George
Shots.
does. He buys digital mostly, but if he really if he gets the digital and really likes it, connects with him, he will buy the physical.
He's
not a bad.
He got burned though with the margins scandal from our.
Oh, dude,
Post,
don't-
though, so so
Me,
I
I'm
can
happy.
understand if he wants to go digital now.
Me, I'm happy.
Right.
I never backed it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I was gonna say something.
Yeah, I know, Joy. It can be weird. Obviously, things happen with the campaign, and the numbers can get weird. So what's shown on the screen isn't necessarily accurate. I
I'm
get
not
that.
even sure why that is. I'm not even sure.
I think if somebody does a refund and buys again, I think it still
No.
keeps
Yes.
their
No.
backer number locked in.
Or if someone's
No, that's
payment
not how it
doesn't go
works.
through or
The
something.
thing
Yeah.
that's one of them. But the thing is that they don't erase that backer. That backer still counts.
Yeah,
It's still
right.
he still shows up in there. The one that
Oh,
become the
okay.
ghost one that's the people that their bank refuses because they're international or whatever.
Mm.
There's the other one where sometimes you're gonna try and do it on your phone and the bandwidth's not gonna work. So the connection's gonna get lost. The transaction's not going through fully, so you get that message, but the
the count
thing
still
doesn't
stays
go
the
through
same.
exactly.
Oh,
And
okay.
it doesn't reach Indiegogo. So it goes in as a ghost one. So that one doesn't show in the final count. So that's what's happening.
Gotcha.
Yeah. My
Yeah,
bank has
interesting.
trouble with purchasing pounds with Indiegogo.
Mm.
Yep.
Is that what
Yeah.
Ireland currency is? Pounds?
Yeah. Like right now, like you have
Yeah, I think so.
you have like my bro Chris. He's been backing my projects. Like he backed the Bloodhound and everything, but for some kind of reason they won't let him back Thousand and Adverse now.
Yeah.
It's
That's
crazy.
so bizarre. Smiling Bandito, what do you have going on? What's going on your channel these days?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't been doing a whole lot these days. I've been super busy in real life, and but
I'm assuming that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's made it so that I can actually fund. I was worried about funding the project that I was working on, but it's made it so that that's going to be pretty smooth sailing with getting the project done itself. The campaign that I'm going to be doing is actually just to see how many people are interested in buying a copy. So for those who want a gritty noir adventure with lots of violence and sexy women and cannibalism, that delves into the psyche of a man trying to keep himself together while his varying worlds tear each other apart, Black as Hell is a book for you. Hold on a sec, I'll put a link in the.
Yeah, please
The
do.
chat.
And this was a character you were playing. This character in
Yeah,
right
loosely.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so it's a
You
self
were playing as
Damn
a
it.
blood cannibal?
Well, a recovering cannibal. Yeah.
Well,
All right, I'm
we
slow.
all?
This
Aren't
is
we all?
this is your campaign. I'm slow.
Yeah, this is my campaign.
Bandito. Oh, congratulations.
So this is the
Cool. All right,
email.
I'm
This is
signing
the
up.
email page. Yeah. So sign
Oh
up.
shit, dude! I didn't even know you had an email sign up going. What the hell? How did I not know this?
Where's the screen?
See, why don't you have one for Ruin of Ragnar yet?
Oh, shit. God damn it, so.
That's how we do
Dude,
it.
Anyway,
me and L, dude, we were on your ass for this shit. Me and L, we teamed up on this, dude.
Yeah, man.
I know why
gotta-
he brought my attention to it. He knew I wanted to draw it.
Smiling Poutine, I need to get something clear. You got a naked black man cannibal, so you basically running a comic book about General Butt Naked.
He's not black. I wouldn't dare go that direction, but yeah.
Ah, interesting. That's going to be
Cool,
interesting.
man.
So he's bulletproof when he eats children's hearts.
Well, that's one way to
Oh.
get there, I guess.
Smiling Bandito, can I tell you one thing?
Yeah, of course.
You know, when you look at your mailing list, right, and you go all the way at the bottom and it says, entice people to share this page with a social sharing title, write a short paragraph on what you should be offering to your audience in social network. You're supposed to be replacing that shit.
Okay. Well, I'll take that under advisement.
By putting a social
Entice people to share this page with a social share. Yes, with a short paragraph. Well, yeah, there we go. I see what you're saying. I should
Yeah,
still
a
have
lot of people forget it, so just go on the bottom and just change it. Like
Well,
that's where you pitch your stuff, and you can add your images, extra images.
Well, they don't understand how to break up a page because when you go to the gray, that's usually like the bottom where like all the like the credits and the if you need to contact us or terms of service and all that kind of stuff is placed. I didn't even know that existed there.
No problem.
Thank you, Sim. Lessons, words of wisdom from Sim.
That's right. It's a rare occurrence, but it does happen. Cool. Smiling Bandito. Awesome. I've officially tossed my email in the hat there for you.
Always appreciated.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
fantastic.
People sign up. Sign up for this. Let Smiling Bandito know that there is high interest in this project.
Yeah, I haven't even been talking about it yet, just because I've been so busy, and I've already had a pretty good response with the sign up. So it's really cool to see. ComicsGate, of course, is always there to look after creators with vision, and I hope that I can show, I can give them a vision to get behind.
Indeed, man. I have no doubt that you will. You're a highly insightful, intelligent, creative little monster. So
Well, unless you ask George, and then I'm just a dumbass.
Well, we're all dumbasses. From the incredible height that George is looking down on us all.
This is true.
We're all dumbasses, right? I mean,
Yeah.
clearly, yes. Well, I want to thank my panel for being here. Thank you, Luke. Project is awesome. I appreciate your time. Thank you to the chat, everybody, as always, for being here and contributing. Today, we are going to close out with If You Ain't Copying, You Ain't Pasting by Lord Finatra. Go check out his YouTube channel, and we will definitely see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Later.
We got some shiznick. Copy, paste. Who wants it, yo? Do you know what I am? I am the shiznick. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. If you ain't copying, motherfucker, you ain't pasting, bitches. Copy, paste. If you ain't copying, motherfucker, you ain't pasting, bitches. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Do you know what I am? I am the shiznick.
I am the shiznick.
Who wants this shit, yo? Copy, paste. You all motherfuckers, a bunch of fucking mods in your goddamn chat. You don't have any viewers, motherfucker. Do you know what I am? I am the shiznick. Copy, paste.
Badass, dude.
Copy, paste.
Yeah, copy paste that backing on hybrid.
Motherfucker, you ain't pasting, bitches.
Get those links out.
Yes, thank you, Finatra. I love it.